Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I watch a show that only has one season and we talk about it.
Love.
It's our favorite. And this season is Princess of Malibu. So get
Join
ready
us.
for that.
Got that LA sun.
Before we get into the episode, check out our other podcasts on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this one. We have It's About the Pasta, Vanderpump Rules podcast, and Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast. Both will have many more seasons to come. So hip hip hooray. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We have nothing. I think a rating from me, but that might be it. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our pre-shows that we do. We don't do it for this podcast yet, but we will eventually if people start to like it. So let us know.
People like it. I like it. And we're people.
One person other than us likes it. So shout out. For and then you also get access to any episodes we record early, such as this one. We do it on all three of our podcasts, but including this one. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus you get access to our after shows that we do when we go back and watch old seasons of Vanderpump Rules and Summer House. And we can give you Bravo news, but the shows that we do on One Season Wonders have probably been canceled for a long time because they only have one season. And we will give you all the spoilers on this podcast. So no after show, but
you get the update right then and there.
Also we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Jackie, Casey, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tracy, Gina, Jennifer, Kelsey, Mariah, and Sarah.
Woohoo!
And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, during our live seasons of Vanderpump Rules and Summer House, you get to give us your thoughts, questions, concerns, whatever you want, and we will read them on the podcast. Eventually, once people start listening to this podcast, we'll give you something special here too. And then also we'll pick a patron of the episode. But guess what? No one listens. But if you like us, DM us, leave us a review. We'll talk about you. You'll become the patron of the episode. You'll become our favorite, probably.
Yep. You know what I've decided? We will be picking every other time patron of the episode from the people or person of the episode. It's going to be on this series for people who interact with us about the series.
That's true. I gotta remember it's person of the episode because we will literally take anyone that listens to this.
We love it. You know what? It's gonna be was her name Marissa from Bush Family Brood. Shout out to Marissa who DM'd us about how much we loved that series.
Oh my god, I loved Bush. Yeah, we're doing Princess of Malibu, but we also have Bush Family Brood, which was an MTV show. Horrible.
Incredible.
Loved it. And then we also did NYC Prep, which was a show on Bravo.
Wow, we really just spanned the country. We went from New York to the Midwest and St. Louis to now LA.
Oh my god.
Where will we go next?
That's so fun actually to think about. But yeah, so check. Somehow the one in St. Louis was like the most fun. I don't know how that happened.
I mean, welcome to St. Louis.
Okay, well, so
let's get into it.
Do it.
All right. Previously on Princess of Malibu, the tensions at David's house are very high as he raises Linda Thompson and Bruce Jenner's kids. The boys don't have jobs or anything going for them. And David pretty much issued an ultimatum, cut them off, and now the boys need to pay some rent money. So they held a car wash, which fired David up even more. But I'm gonna guess that they made some of that rent money. So we're kind of at a standoff again, with David not getting what he wants, as in the boys needing to have a real job.
The rent money is going straight to fixing his lawn. So
yes. So we kick off this episode. The boys are in David's office. David always really wanted the boys to make money in an office. He just did not think it would be his office. So Brody, Brandon, and the long-term house guest Spencer are trying to sell David's Grammys on the internet.
Horrible. Oh my god.
Thank God this show is so fake, because if I thought this was really happening, I'd be crying for David.
I'd be so upset.
I couldn't even tell what internet like website that they were on. We are in 2005.
Probably eBay. Probably.
It is so
Also,
janky.
who the hell are these random blondes this episode? There are so many moments I'm like, who the hell are you?
I don't know. There's just constantly a few girls that are around. I always just am going to call them the girlfriends. They're not, I don't think, actually any of their girlfriends. They're just girls that are around.
I literally don't know who this girl is. I don't know why Spencer's wearing a blazer. I have so many questions.
David walks into his office to yell at Brody to move his car because I bet Brody's parked in a spot, which is one of the like 5 main annoyances David shared with us last week.
It's
or
like
last
not
episode.
funny, but like on cue, he just walks. They can't just have David come into his office. They need him to yell about something.
Yes, there has to be like a reason they were looking for him. He asks what they're doing, and they're just like, nothing. But Brody's like, I'm
checking my email.
I'm on the internet on my computer, says David. Like, you could use any other computer in this house. And yeah, Brody's basically like, I'm just checking my email. David is really confused why Spencer is standing so weird. And Spencer finally shows the Grammy he's holding and says, it's my mom's favorite song. I sent her a picture of it.
Oh, so funny.
Sets David off. He immediately rips it out of Spencer's hands.
Don't touch my Grammys.
Never wants Spencer to touch the Grammys ever again.
Don't touch my shit. That's what he says, but it blacks out to stuff.
Yes, the bleeps, the beep with the giant black line over their face. Incredible.
God forbid we even guess what this swear word is. Let's cover the mouth.
No.
God forbid.
Did not go well. We head back into, I'm gonna guess that it's Brody's room.
This is the same scene from last episode, just a different dialogue.
Yeah, we are cutting these together super weird, but I appreciate it. David's talking to the guys about how he really wanted something for them, you know? Why don't they just go into like acting or modeling or
literally
something?
They're all gorgeous. Go model.
Yes. And they have connections. This isn't that hard.
Your stepsisters are gonna be two of the most famous models. The Jenner girls.
All of them. All the Kardashian Jenners are doing.
Oh my God, Kendall Jenner's a supermodel. She could make you a model. Come on.
Anybody could make you a model at this point.
Literally.
And Spencer really thinks he could manage them. Like, he's like, yeah, David, let's do this.
I gotta give it to this dude. He is the most ambition out of all of them. Like, this dude's so clever.
Yes, and is so willing to like banter with David and play ball with him.
Yeah. The other two just ignore him.
Yeah. So, you know what? David inspired them. He leaves, but he inspired them. Yeah, let's get involved with movies.
The movie business.
That idea. David has a bunch of unreleased movie. I'm going to say they're probably cuts of movies that are unreleased, not the whole movie, right?
I don't know. I feel like it could be the whole movie. Like, okay, we're going to release this movie in a few months. But here, David Foster, like, especially if you worked on
the early cut of it. Yeah, that's true. Either way, David has unreleased movies and they're like, listen, perfect plan. Something people have never seen. We're gonna put it up and have a movie night and people can pay us. We're just the newest movie theater in town with groundbreaking releases.
I gotta give it to Spencer, man. This is a good idea. I mean, like, it's a
terrible idea, but
because
incredible TV.
I think it's illegal because, as David said, the Academy has their rules. But
this breaks the rules of the Academy Awards.
You gotta give it to Spencer, right? Like, David didn't give him rules on what to do.
Yeah, he told him the areas to go into, and Spencer said, "Challenge accepted. I'm gonna go through the back door, though."
Amazing.
Well, the next day, David's going to work and he tells Brody that he has to come with him. But Brody doesn't want to do that. He just needs one more minute to get ready, but 20 minutes later, finally, we're on our way.
He like wants to get into music because he like plays the drums and he wants to be in a band.
No,
but
he already is in music.
Oh, you're right.
He doesn't want to get into music. He
Oh,
already is in music. I played the drums, David.
I forgot that he's a big famous drummer. But your dad is literally the king of music. You could use his connections.
Yeah,
it's so mind-blowing. Again, he's 21 and kind of dumb, so I'm sure Brody like has no idea this is happening. Or like a good idea.
Absolutely. But David wants a backup plan to music. You know, what interests him? He could go into a million different things within music. David lists off all these things he could possibly get involved in. And
I think Brody would be great at finding new bands.
I agree. When he
would get to go to clubs and find new bands to sign.
Yes.
Genius.
Like, your opinion is somewhat useful since you do know music.
Amazing.
Well, we get to Warner Brothers Music and we see Michael Bublé.
Oh my God, I told you, David Foster and Michael Bublé, baby. He was in the documentary.
I love it. When did Michael Bublé like make it big and like legit big?
I think around this time.
Was it? I didn't
like
think...
late 2000s.
I thought it was a little later.
David did his Christmas album.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I don't know any other Michael Bublé songs besides his Christmas album.
I like can't remember, but I swear like we were in high school when he really became mainstream.
Also, why the fuck was Michael Bublé like, yeah, I'll do this show?
Because I don't think he was that big. I bet he was
I don't know, Michael Bublé.
I bet David was like, listen, I need you, and this is the person he called. You're not calling Whitney Houston to do this.
That's incredibly true. She would never. Let me just like spoil it. I don't remember, but I'm gonna really assume Whitney Houston's not on the show.
Well, while Brody and David are at work, Linda is at what seems to be lunch with Brandon, Spencer, and a random girl. And
I think this is Brandon's girlfriend.
Is it Leah?
Leah.
I don't know.
We meet her later.
Yes. Okay, I did not pay attention. I will always see a blonde girl.
Who the hell else is this random girl if not Brandon's girlfriend?
I don't know. Spencer, again, giving us everything we want, is thrilled to hear about all the Elvis stuff with Linda Thompson.
My God.
I'm thrilled too.
Spencer's parents must not love him enough because Spencer loves David and Linda. He is like that kid begging to be parented by these two.
He's the kid who went home from school with, I don't know if Brody and him went to like grade school, high school stuff together.
They went to high school together. I will get into that later in life, but then I know that.
But Spencer's the type to go home, I bet, with Brody on a Friday and then actually like come back to his parents' house on a Monday night.
Hey, Stephanie Pratt, my sister. We're not siblings anymore. I'm a Jenner now. That's Spencer's vibe. But he's asking Linda about all her time at Elvis. It was so cute.
How they met, this like secret movie theater Elvis ran, or this like late night movie theater. Incredible. Well, Brody's not having...
Brandon didn't even look at his mom during this lunch. So like,
couldn't care less.
Fuck yeah, Spencer. Why is he my favorite? I hate Spencer on the Hills, just so everyone knows. Oh, it's horrible. Okay.
Brody is not having as much fun back at David's office. We meet David's executive assistant, Kathy, who has definitely heard a lot about Brody and the boys.
I thought Brody was going to hit on Kathy and I was going to hate it, but he doesn't.
No. Instead, David asks Kathy to get up out of her seat and Brody is going to swap places with her and handle this desk. There are a million calls. And at first I thought Brody was going to like be hanging up on people, XYZ. He seems to handle it fine up until he's giving some responses that David does. They're not approved by David.
How about you send me your tape and I'll decide if it's good, and then if it is, I'll give it to David.
I know what I'm doing.
I don't take unsolicited music.
Brody's like, I know what I'm doing. I play the drums. I know music.
I'm actually a musician myself, sir. Spoiler, Jodie Brenner does not become a famous musician, just so everyone has to know. Oh, tragic.
Well, back at lunch, we're leaving because Spencer, Brandon, and potentially Brandon's girlfriend Have a sign in the back of a pickup
Oh
truck
my God. Where did you get that? I found it. What?
to promote the movie night they're gonna have.
Oh, and Linda is so okay with it, isn't she?
She thinks that they are the smartest people in the entire world.
Oh my God,
But
Linda.
Alicia, in my opinion, do you know why they're not the smartest people in the world?
Please
Because
tell me.
all their sign says is basically movie night this way. There is no address. There is
Casablanca.
Yeah, they're all.
Which do they refer to this house as Casablanca? Because that's a movie.
I thought that they were gonna show Casablanca, which spoiler alert, they don't.
No. I don't even
So
know what movie they show, but not Casablanca. I can tell you that much.
I guess maybe they refer to the house as Casablanca. Listen, reality TV has come a long way because now if the house was referred to as Casablanca, we would get like a naming thing every time we were there.
Oh, it's just all. Instead, they do like a Martin Lawrence movie, which is like he's not in Casablanca, everyone.
Nowhere near the same thing.
Horrible.
Well, it's the end of the day and David's home from work. He is exhausted and he realizes why take your son to work day is only once a year.
It's so sore. Okay.
And Linda encourages him to go take a nap. Just go relax.
No, Linda, you're in cahoots.
And as soon as David leaves, Linda immediately calls the boys and says he's gone. This is your time, basically.
Brody answers on his flip phone on speaker. I could not love it more. This is my favorite thing about Brody.
I love it.
So far.
The boys are down in the vast lawn, I'll call it. I don't really know. Their house is very
quarter of a mile away.
That's
quarter of a mile.
That's not that far.
On the property?
I know, but like I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of rich people,
walk around my parents' property at least 50 times to get a quarter mile. Come on.
I know, I'm just saying that lawn already looked huge. So I think he's just saying the width of the property. There's no way the house itself is a quarter of a mile away.
No, I think the the lawn, like where they set up is a quarter mile away for sure. That's what David said. That's what David said. And we could talk about the lawn because Walter's back. That groundskeeper, he's here for movie night.
Hell yeah, he is. Well, they set up the movie screen. They also steal the popcorn machine from the main house, and the
flute is my popcorn machine.
We have couches gone. Like we are moving the entire house out onto this lawn, and I'm like, you know what? I love this. Bring your couch out onto the lawn. You get a comfy seat while we have all these guests coming with their cars and they're all sitting in their trunks.
Spencer's amazing. Also, he's really the one collecting the money as people come in.
And he's the one who doesn't have to pay rent.
$10. Hey, pretty ladies. Sorry, I'm going to have to charge you $10, but
okay, is it $10 a car, do you think, or $10 a person?
Couldn't tell you. They never specify.
I'm annoyed. I really need the edit of how much money they make at each of their ventures.
Yeah, I would love a count.
Would love to know. Along with Walter, the groundskeeper, being there, we also officially get introduced to Brandon's girlfriend, Leah. She does not have to pay the $10. She gets to just kiss Brandon and get through the door.
Oh my God, who would have thought?
Then we have a little bit of a scare because a police car's rolling up and we are shitting our pants. Because
I was like, where did this police officer come? This is private property. What the hell are you going to do?
Seriously. And they're like, do we need a permit? And I was like,
oh my God, should we have a permit? You guys.
I'm like, the permit is the least of your worries. The Academy Awards is the greatest of your worries.
This is actually the people in charge of the awards.
But don't worry, we're fine. It's just Doug.
Why do we know this police officer?
We don't. They're it's Doug.
There is zero background on who Doug is. They're like, hey, Doug, do we need a permit? And Doug goes, you do for that collar you're wearing. Doug, who the hell are you?
We got more about the girlfriend. I want to know why we're so scared of the cops. And then we're just cool and dandy with the cops.
Is Doug a property security guard? How does Doug know these boys? Have they been arrested so much that Doug just is privy to them? Who the hell is Doug? Is Doug Spencer's dad? Who the hell's this man?
Is Doug an uncle, a neighbor?
Literally nothing.
We need more. Who the hell is Doug?
Well, we'll never find out.
We don't get it.
I bet.
We also have Greta, the property manager, show up.
No, fuck you, Greta, because you're just like Linda. You're like, I'm so proud of these boys. No,
you know
Greta.
what? I think it's so funny. Yeah, in one breath, she's like, I'm so proud of you. And then she's like, but I know David's going to freak out.
Greta, you keep your job after this? Let me know. Also, wait, so David's gonna lose his shit, right? Meanwhile, he's in the house. This is my favorite thing. He calls Linda and he's like, hey, are you almost ready to start the movie? And Linda's obviously helping the boys out with this scheme and is like, you start it without me and then like I'll be there. No, David, listen, if you're watching a movie with one other person, you don't start it without them.
Red flags.
The fuck? He's like,
and you should know, if you can't find your wife in this house or the boys, there is something going on.
Also, he's like ready to start the movie, but guess what? He has to go looking for this movie. David, you better have the movie set up and ready if you want me to come watch it with
Seriously,
you.
Yeah, optimize your time while you're waiting for me. Get the movie, get the popcorn ready, get everything ready. So when Linda's finally here, which she is actually never coming, you in theory could be ready on a normal movie night.
David, so many issues with this. That's okay. We can move on. Sorry, I had to jump and I was so angry.
No, you're good. Well, like you said, David is actually not ready to start his movie. He's searching far and wide for the movie, but cannot find it.
The flute is my popcorn machine.
Yes, on the way, he realized that the popcorn machine is gone. He also finds a Grammy, I think, in Brody's room, which I'm like, what?
Brody, this was on you, man. This was on you.
And lastly, again, still doesn't find the movie, but finds all the lights on in the house and is aggressively punching every switch to turn them off.
Horrible.
And then finally settles with unscrewing all the light bulbs in Brody's room because he's tired of it. They
make this dude look such a clown, right? He burns his hand multiple times and then drops a ball down the stairs. Who the hell watched the show?
You know that is the only unstaged thing, is David dropping the bulb down the stairs
and burning himself. Who the hell watched the show and was like, that's the dude I want to write my album with? That's him. What the hell? He looks so dopey here.
I am shook that this show is still accessible on YouTube. I feel like I would have forced them to take it down.
David Foster, you got to put your money to good use here, my guy. Get this off there.
Well, back at the mega movie night, I'll call it, not the home movie night. There is so much going on in this movie. Like, they have McDonald's somehow.
Where?
They have a waiter.
How?
They have the popcorn machine where like it's David's the Foster special blend.
Hilarious.
Incredible. But the only thing in just a minute that they don't have is power, because Malibu has one of the first blackouts of the year.
Martin Lawrence gets shut off that screen so fucking fast.
Do
we think this blackout was staged? Do we think this is real?
I don't think it's real.
Not even for a second.
But I appreciate them coming up with some storylines.
I appreciate them getting a whole shot of Malibu blacking out and like random restaurants turning off their power.
Yes. When MTV, I first saw this happen, I thought they had blown like the fuses. And I feel like they should have just run with that.
That would have been way better. You're telling me at the exact time Martin Lawrence is about to shoot a 3-pointer, the power goes out.
While you're trying to do a secret movie night at your house.
Oh, MTV, you're amazing.
Well, no matter what, the end result is the same. People are upset. They want to see this movie.
We were all paying attention to Martin Lawrence in this chaotic drive-in movie situation.
And even though it's a blackout and we have no control over a blackout, we are pissed and are going to honk our horns so loud that David finally realizes something is happening outside.
He looks out. What the hell is happening? What the hell is that? And then he's like, oh my God, Brody! He
yells at a quarter of a mile away, and obviously we can hear it over all the honking.
Obviously. Also, you know what I just thought about? These 3 boys who have done this whole scheme. What if someone shows up late to the movie? Do they just get to come in for free?
Oh, well,
none of them
I would assume that they have gates. on this property.
Is Greta in charge of just, they're going to walk all the way to the gate, let someone in, walk all the way back. They're going to miss the whole movie.
You're out. You're done. You should have shown up
Oh.
at the time that the movie started.
I would tell Greta or Doug, hey, not Walter, obviously. He's
not on duty. He's not on duty. He's
Hilarious.
on the break.
Let's go talk about that. Let's get to Walter.
So David comes downstairs and sees everybody, and of course is pissed. Linda tells him to let it be because everybody paid to park here.
Linda, you cannot convince me, Linda, to like you at this point.
She's like defending the people
Linda's
on her property.
Nemesis. We're in a fight, Linda.
David stomps off and sees Walter and asks if he's working. Walter says, no, I'm not.
This is my favorite.
And Dave goes, oh, okay. But did you know about this? And Walter goes, no. As he's standing there. Like, we're halfway through the movie at this point, in my opinion.
Walter's like, I knew nothing about this. And he's like, then why are you here? And Walter's like, I work in the day, I stay at night.
No, he goes to watch the movie. I'm like, you just outed yourself.
It's a free movie. So funny. Okay, Walter is the star of the show. I'm gonna try and find him. I love this man so much.
I love him so much. Brody decides to step up his acting game and tells Linda that he really thought David would be proud of him.
Brody, how is he not proud of us? Because, sir, are you for real?
I love it.
I knew immediately why David was mad at him. In my head, I was like, no one asked David. I think if they were like, hey, David, you know what would be a good idea? Can we have a movie? You can tell us what movie you want us to watch. We do a drive-through. It'll be amazing. David could have maybe been like, all right, you're trying to make money. I see that. Yeah. He was never told this is happening.
Never
He's
consulted.
Like the guy out of the loop at his own house.
And even his wife is in on this
His wife and his workers. Walter didn't let him know. Greta didn't let him know.
At least with the 21st birthday party, like there was an idea that he would be out of town. And in theory, Linda didn't know. Linda is like parking these cars at this point.
This is straight up like David's too stupid to know.
I can't. It's just like he goes to take a nap and then he comes back and the whole world outside of his house is collapsing.
And then these Jenner boys were like, David doesn't like us. And Linda's like, no, he does like you. I don't like you. I don't know how this man's going to like you. So crazy.
Oh, man.
And all these random blondes are witnessing it. They're all blonde. There's no brunettes.
No, never.
Feel hated on.
Well, in my opinion, the movie night's over. Or actually, no, David stomps off and
angry
back to the house. He's tired of turning off all the lights. And so the boys are finally back in like, I think the kitchen area
with the blinds.
Yeah. So he's telling the boys how he's so pissed about turning off lights. And Brandon says, I turn off the lights when I go to bed. Like, no I do turn off lights. And David's like,
what a saint.
Well, yeah, because guess what? You want to sleep. You want it to be dark. When you don't care if it's dark, you don't turn off all the lights.
Well, he also goes, I do it to save energy. And David's like, I'm sorry, your car literally pollutes this world horribly.
Yeah, nice try on that excuse. I know you are not some eco-friendly person.
Good try, my hippie. It was a good one.
Seriously. But like you said, David is just like overall just upset he wasn't consulted about the movie night. So there's a lot of grievances here at this mini family meeting in the kitchen. And like, let's just go to bed. So Brody has to now go to his room, which has no light bulbs in it.
Oh, David is thrilled to not give these boys lights. He's like giddy like a child.
Yeah, like as if these
giddy.
I guess they're so lazy they may not do this, but I was thinking, won't they just go either into a cabinet that has light bulbs or even go to the store and buy new light bulbs?
I thought the same thing. And I was like, God, they could even just tell like Greta to go to the store for it. But they're so effing lazy. I don't know if they're gonna do it.
If they could like actually dream that up.
I straight up couldn't tell you.
Well, that is the end of this episode. Ends. And we weirdly get a preview of the season on episode 2. So are you ready for it?
Yes.
I'm not as great at this as you. So like I'm a little rusty.
Amazing. That's
And there's a
okay.
lot of words, so I'm gonna have to take a breath. But this season on Princess of Malibu, Brody doesn't get any food. Spencer wants some girls. David yells at some security guards or just some really large dudes. Not sure who they are.
Oh my God, that big group of dudes? Yeah,
Yes.
crazy.
The boys steal the private jet and go to Vegas. There's a
Horrible.
whole Elvis situation happening.
Oh, so sad.
David builds a brick wall or has people build a brick wall in the house, and the boys are shocked when they come home. David's late for an event, and somehow Arnold Schwarzenegger is there. And then David's just so upset he walks into a pool.
Yeah, this man's like contemplating suicide because he's children.
He's done.
Horrible. Okay, so because I did David Foster last episode, I had to know about Linda.
Yeah.
Linda Thompson. Who the hell told you to act like this? Okay. So Linda Thompson, she's a songwriter, a former actress, and a beauty pageant winner. She was born in Tennessee, and she won Miss Tennessee Universe. One of her brothers was actually Elvis's bodyguard.
Whoa.
So I have a feeling that helped her connection. But basically, she was invited to the Memphian Theater, which Elvis rented out after midnight to screen films. So Miss Rhode Island was her roommate. She was like Miss Tennessee. So they were both living in Memphis, and they went and they were introduced to Elvis. So that's how I met. The roommate, Miss Rhode Island, became Elvis's personal secretary and actually wrote a book called Elvis, Linda, and Me.
Whoa.
Because the three of them hung out all the time. So she was 22 when she met Elvis. They dated for 4 years. She dated him after Priscilla, which I don't know how much you know about Elvis. I don't know a lot, but Elvis was married to this girl, Priscilla.
Yeah.
I think she was European, but she was like 16 at the time.
Yes.
Super creepy. And he was old, I guess, but like creepy old. So now I'm like, how the hell old is he dating 22-year-old Linda?
Huh.
He's old. But they broke up because Linda wanted a normal life. And obviously dating Elvis, you can't have a normal life. Yeah. But they stayed friends till he died. So
wow. Well, did you know that he died yesterday in our real time when we're recording this? August 16th is when he died.
Oh, like a long time ago. But
well,
like,
yes, yeah, but yesterday's the anniversary of his death.
No, I don't know anything really about Elvis besides that he died on the toilet, probably from drugs. I only know see that Elvis movie.
Oh, I want to see it. I only know it because it's my best friend's birthday.
Shout out your best friend. Great. So then she started dating Caitlyn Jenner. Slash Bruce Jenner at the time, Caitlyn Jenner now. They were married, they had 2 kids, Brody and Brandon, and they separated 5 years later because Jenner confessed that she identified as a woman, which I was like, wait a second, then why did he then go back, or Caitlyn go back into the closet, so to say, because then he married Chris.
You should watch the thing on Netflix about Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. It like goes through all this, and it was really, really good. It explains kind of, I'll say.
Was that the one that came out a while ago?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe.
College? Oh.
No, there's a special like Untold Stories or something, and I think it's a Netflix exclusive.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I have to look into that. But yeah,
it's like 45 minutes. It does not
amazing.
Really go into the Olympics, which annoyed me, but you get really the backstory.
Oh, cool. Also, Brody's real name is Sam Brody.
Whoa.
Yeah, didn't see that one coming.
Nope, I don't like it at all. Glad it's Brody to me.
And then she was married to David Foster, and that's really a lot on her personal life. I know we could get into her like professional life a little bit more, but I like personal. I like to figure out who these people are. But yeah, that's it on Linda Thompson. And apparently this show fucking ruined their marriage. Of course it did.
Of course. Well, we will explore it for 4 more episodes. Thanks for watching or listening. Do all the things.
I'm going to stalk our Apple page to see if anyone leaves a review. So please go check that out. Please leave us a review. A good one. Because we're not cool enough to get bad reviews on this show yet.
Oh, we are plenty cool enough.
Okay. Oh my God, we have 3 ratings. That might have been us too and someone else. So shout out to that other person.
Go rate,
That's
review,
it.
subscribe, join our Patreon, do all the things. Thanks for joining.
Bye.